Why, hello everybody, it's Robbie, 10A in Southern California. I wanted to do a quick video to show you my moringas that I planted in the ground that are about a year old. And now that we're in winter and it's going to be cold, we're starting to pick the drumsticks off since we didn't eat them young and we wanted to collect the seeds. And I wanted to show you the difference of the different trees that I planted around the yard. Now this one, as you can see, was planted up against the wall, and the wall holds heat. Now we've been getting down into the 40s at night, so it's cold for us here, and it could be getting down into the 30s too, they've been talking about. We do have a storm coming in, so we'll see what happens with that. But this particular tree, as you can see, this moringa still has beautiful leaves on it, which I harvest now almost every day to put in our eggs. I put it in our green drink. I add it to our mint tea. Wherever I can put greens, I add in the moringa leaves. I don't eat them raw, just pick them off the tree and eat them because I personally don't like the taste. But I know how nutritious, and it's a superfood, and so I add it into things. There's absolutely nothing wrong picking leaves and eating it. In fact, if you can do it, more power to you because it's better. Gary picks them, eats them just like that right off the tree. And that is the perfect way to do it. I've tasted it, it's, as you would say, it's not my cup of tea. But like I said, I add it into things. I add it into the mint tea I make when I blend it up my way in my 2 different green drinks. I add it into our omelets in the morning. I added into anything you would put greens. I add multiple leaves, a whole bunch of leaves from the moringa. Look how beautiful this is. The moringa tree brings hummingbirds and then birds that just like to fly by and perch in it. But we are now trying to harvest off the pods. Gary's picking them because he wants to make sure we get them all. I planted a few seeds off some of our pods, and I will say, it was like a 90% growth. So it's doing really good, the seeds. So I plan, or I should say we both plan, this spring to get a whole bunch of these in the ground. We're gonna make powder out of it. We're gonna make sure we use it more than we have been using it. I mean, I have to admit, there's times I forget. I'll go through the garden and I'll pick some celery and I'll pick some Swiss chard, different colors, and I'll just completely forget about the moringa, so I have to run back and get it. But this tree is doing good. I'm gonna show you the other trees that are more sparse than this. Though they have pods, they're not doing as good as this one. Now, you know what, in case I don't come back, maybe I should just tell you now. This particular tree is getting warmth day and night because, as you can see, we may be cold right now, and we are cold. We're about 50 degrees. I don't know, I would say about 50. But the wall is holding the heat from the sun. The sun beats on this wall all day. See the wall? And if you lean on the wall at night, this block wall is just warm. So this moringa gets the warmth all day and all night. So this particular tree has just thrived. My goal is to get multiple trees this spring planted all the length. I'm going to put, I think, tubs. Of course, I can always change my mind, but I think I'm going to put my tubs that I compost in place, and I'm going to put moringas in between them or in front of them. And it's an easy tree. If you don't want it, you just chop it and drop it because it makes the best compost too, as well. But let's go look at the other trees, since we know this one is doing beautiful. Look at that. Just all the way to the top. Beautiful green leaves. It's still flowering. I don't know if it'll throw pods right now in the winter, but we still have all the pods that it developed this past summer and fall. Let's go look at the other trees. Now here's another little one I popped in the ground, and it's got a lot of leaves. It's in a really bad spot, but it hasn't produced any pods. It didn't really go anywhere. It's struggling for whatever reason. We'll see what happens this spring. We'll leave it, but it's still alive. Then I walk in my garden. Let me see if I can step back. This one you've seen on my garden tours. And this one I planted too close to the house. Again, I can cut it, chop it, and just stick it in the ground and move it because it will root if I chop it up and stick it in the ground. For right now, I'm going to leave it, but I can pull it away from the house this spring, just pull it away and let it go past the house and then eventually chop it. But it's still green. Again, the reason why this one's green is the stucco from the house is keeping it warm. So it's still, even though it's been really cold at night, it's getting enough warmth from the house to continue to grow leaves. Now this one has not grown any pods, neither has the other one that's sitting over there. Neither one of them have grown pods. Now let's look at one more. I'm going to turn you around. And this is the last two moringas that are in my garden. Gary's got them growing around the yard as well. Now these two were planted by seed in my compost bin. Now this is a trash can that's been cut in half, so there's no bottom on that trash can. And planted two seeds in there and both grew. I didn't expect them both to grow, and you know how it is. I'm going to move it when it's small. I'll get to it tomorrow. Okay, maybe tomorrow. And again, it didn't happen, so I left them. Now these here are out in the elements. There's nothing protecting it. As you can see, there is a wall, but the wall's on the other side. See that there is a block wall there, but the problem is they are in the elements. So what this one's done is both of them has produced lots of pods, those drumsticks, but the leaves now are pretty much all gone. And I do believe that's because we've been so cold. And these trees are tropical. I mean, I shouldn't say tropical, they like warm weather is what it is. And we have been getting cold at night for the past month because we're in winter. See, there's leaves on the very top of the tree in some places, see? But as far as the whole tree being covered in leaves, no, not right now, not these two. So I'm observing it as far as the reason would be is it's getting the breeze coming through the canyon. Let me see if I can step around over here. The problem is the sun is out. So you've got the breeze coming up the canyon, and if it's cool, well, there's nothing to keep them warm. And then at night, that's the worst part, it gets really cool, and then you might have the cool breeze coming through the canyon. So this particular area here is just a little too cool. Now, it'll be fine, most likely in the spring as the weather warms up within the next few months, couple months, it will start to grow again. See, there's more. That's the second tree's got it. Each tree still has leaves, so they're not dead. Now, I could take cuttings off of them. You can propagate them by taking branches and just sticking them, in some soil, and they will grow, or in an area you want them to grow. They're supposed to root really easily. I have not done that yet. I think the reason I haven't done it is we've got so many seeds, and I now know the seeds grow really good. So we're just growing them from seed right now. But if I had a tree that was growing something, something I really like, let's say the leaves were super big, then I would propagate from that tree, because then you would want to have the exact clone. But right now, I'll just keep going and see, if something comes about that I really like. We kind of wanted to do just an update on our moringa. And here's some of the pods that Gary's been pulling down. I don't even believe this is all of them. This is just some of them, and he's loading them up. These are dried, and they've got the seeds inside. I'm not sure if Gary's here. Gary, he is here. He's working in the garden. He's got a mask on because we have Santa Ana winds blowing, and he's not crazy about the dust. I guess it's also allergies, correct?
Well, it's kind of the cold.
Oh, the cold. The cold hasn't bothered me yet. I wonder why. Can you crack one of them open? You want to show us the seeds?
Oh yeah, some of them are starting to split anyway. See, these are a little on the green side.
Now, will these seeds grow? Because they're not as brown. Oh, that one, see, I have planted them when they're darker, and they grow really good.
And these ones I eat.
Oh, you're eating those?
I don't know if you can zoom in on that. But I just peel the outer shell off.
You like the taste?
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. If you eat plenty of them, you'll get used to the taste, and then they taste sweet and good.
Okay, well, I've tried them once.
But then you've got like a little pea like that, and then
you like the taste?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I don't like the taste.
They're sweet when they're like that.
Oh, maybe oh, you know what? I ate one that was completely dried and I didn't like it. It had a real bite to it, but
You have to eat them for a while and then you'll get accustomed to the taste and then you'll like them, maybe.
maybe. Yeah, well, like I said, I've been using the greens and everything, and I mean, this is like it's a total superfood with all the vitamins and nutrients it has. It's more than almost any other food you could possibly eat. So the more I do research, the more I'm amazed. And I'm wondering, I don't know, because I have no proof, if this is why my eyesight, at my age, is actually improving. Can you get that? My doctor hasn't figured that one out. Why would my eyesight now, he said, go to 20/20? So I don't know. It could be from the moringa. I have no, it could be just in general eating out of a garden, something I was not doing years ago. You know, we were buying a lot of food and then we were growing a little bit. Now we haven't bought any greens. We're eating all fresh greens, all organic from our garden, and bringing in the birds so we don't have to think about spraying. So I'm not sure, but all I know is the more research we have been doing on the moringa trees, the more we absolutely want to grow them. And I've even got some growing on my windowsill. So I'm not sure if you can grow this as a house plant. We've heard that they send down a super taproot and they get a lot of minerals and from the ground that way. But now we're finding out that may be a fallacy. That may not be true at all. That the tree itself has the capability of keeping the roots even closer to the surface and pulling the nutrients out from the soil in which it's growing. And we have a lot of wood chips, which will have a lot of nutrients in it.
And it can also retain a lot of water. And that makes it drought tolerant.
So we still don't know. We don't know everyone. We know very little. This is a learning process. But the more research we do, the more fascinated I am with this tree. I've tried growing them different ways. There were some I started in the house, over a year ago and tried to put them outside, and a couple of them didn't make it. And then when I put them just seeds straight into wherever I wanted to grow it, those seem to grow better. But I have different ways now where I don't have to disturb the plant. I don't know, maybe they don't like being disturbed. Maybe it was the time of the year. I am not sure. We do know where they like it warm, but you know, the longer we go with these, the more you learn. Anybody. The longer you work on anything, the more you learn. And Gary's going to sit there and just eat them away. So you like them green, on the green side?
Yeah, they're good on the green.
Okay, hand me a green one, because I'm going to try this, because I think I ate a brown one, and it had like such a tangy bite to it. Do you have any, after you hand me the green one, do you have any brown ones you can show me that are ready to,
Yeah.
you know, ready to plant? Because I plant them when they're very acquired taste, huh? You eat the paper around it too?
No, you get rid of the shell.
Get rid of the shell. Okay. All right. Almost like a pine nut. Almost. All right, still has a bite to it. Oh, that's nice. I see a squirrel in my garden. Nah, it's not my thing. It's not as bad as the dried one I ate. That one just was tinny.
Yeah, these are the dried ones.
Okay, they were so tinny. Okay, these are ready to plant. And if you plant them in the winter, I just put the whole thing in a little flower pot and just keep it watered on the windowsill. What I do at night, if the windowsill is cool, I actually sit it next to my refrigerator. Put them next to the refrigerator because the refrigerator stays warm. And then during the morning and during the day, I put it back on the windowsill. And I've got them growing really, really good. So those are ready to plant. And then we'll have all these as they dry. The seeds should ripen in the pod, correct?
Yeah, well, these could be separated off now. Some of the pods are splitting open.
Yeah, see, even the green one you gave me, it's not tinny. I can't. Mentholy. That's the word.
Medicinal, sort of like a medicine type.
Yeah, it's kind of got a menthol-like flavor, kind of a cross between a pine nut, a menthol, and it's almost sweet. So it's not as, yeah, I ate a brown one. It was really, really bad. To me, it was. But no, it's pretty good. Will I go out of my way to continue to eat them? No, I'm going to use the greens. I'm going to focus right now on the greens. I want to make powder out of it come this summer. A lot of different things I want to try. But that's right now just an update on our moringas. I in my garden have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5. There's only 5 moringa trees in my garden. You've got them growing around the property?
Yeah, I've got 3 or 4 down in different places.
And I'm going to find different areas, but let me walk over here real quick. Technically, you could cut this branch right here and maybe top it a little bit. You don't need all the brown part. And just trim it a little bit and stick it in the ground. It will propagate, very much like fig trees do. And, you know, you have nothing to lose. If it doesn't work, you just try another branch. But like I said, we have so many seeds that I'm focusing on growing it from seeds. So with that, I think I've updated the moringas right now. We'll watch them as they go, you know, and grow on my garden tours, and we'll keep you up to date, and I'll show you as we plant more in the spring, different places around the yard. So I guess with that, have a great day.
Don't forget to eat what you grow.
Even if it's not the seeds and just the greens. No, have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Also, one more note on the seeds that are inside. As far as the pods are good to eat when they're green and chopped up. But the seeds can be a little bit potent as far as vitamins. So you really only would need 2 or 3 a day. So I'm just going to stick with the greens personally.